Hello all, Oligato here for Oni in the Garden. And we're going to start over here on the raised bed, where I still got some lettuces. You can kind of see them underneath the leaf there. Hopefully it's not too dark. Some lettuces here. Can't remember exactly which ones those are. But all the lettuces across the back here, toast. Just completely fried out. The cucumbers are starting to come up very nicely. And that one in the middle probably just fell over. Looks like it just fell over. The pumpkin is obviously getting very big. And I am seeing some flowers. Let's see if I can get that. Get a good shot down there. There's flower stalks here, there. Bunch of them. So I'm kind of trying to train it down the center so that it actually grows in the way I want it to. Hopefully not shading out everything else completely. This tomato has been caged, which is, it's finally big enough to do so. The onion that was in there is toast, but then again I buried it, so, that's on me. I cannot remember off the top of my head what I planted across that row right there, but it is starting to come in, which is good. I think it was... No, I can't remember. I cannot remember. I took pictures and I posted it on the other videos that just after I did it, but I can't remember what I did. However, this watermelon is starting to come in here. And this tomato is looking pretty decent, actually. No signs of any buds, no flowers or anything like that, but it's looking pretty healthy nonetheless. So hopefully I'll get something out of it. Over here, the bull's blood beets, doing quite nice. And those beets over there, I actually pulled a couple of leaves off for like snacking purposes. And that's what they're for. They're not actually there to get beets, they're there to become salads. So, yeah. The asparagus is doing quite nice. Ignore the frond that fell over. They do that. And there's this flowering thing that I don't remember what it was I planted, but it's doing quite nicely. So, yeah. That bean right there. There's actually a couple of beans in the plant. They all seem to be doing okay. And the Indian paintbrush above, also doing pretty good. It's been getting warm again. So, yeah, it might get a little too hot for them right there. I might have to move them. But tonight it's supposed to rain pretty decently. So I'm going to leave them right where they are so that they get some decent rain. Over here, the near potato looks a lot worse than it really technically is, because you can see there's new growth, and there's quite a bit of new growth actually on this thing. So I think I finally found a spot where it likes it. The leaves and branches that were already there don't like it too much, but they were dying anyways. On this one, same thing. There's some new growth coming in. And down here, it's getting a little dim to be back in this spot here, but they're coming in just fine. So I'm going to let them grow in as best they can. Now let's go around here. The blackberry is doing brilliantly, just on its own. We're harvesting off blackberries every couple of days. So, and here we go. I don't want to put that inside Come on. I'll have to find some way to tie that up. Um, yeah, cucumbers are coming along nicely, so I'll be able to trellis them up soon, and from there we'll start getting cukes, hopefully soon. That pumpkin, you can kind of see the dark hole of doom is just kind of disappeared on me, so not too big of a loss. I'll start pulling up the plants as they start coming up here shortly. I just know they're going to do so. Haven't gotten any further on the aquaponics system. I bought the lumber to do the stands, do the verticals, and the bracing, the horizontals for it. So, because a lot of the lumber I'm getting off of the pallets just isn't any good structurally. It'll work for what I'm going to use it for, which is to hold the barrels. So it's just a convenient place to hold the barrels in place so they don't go rolling around as much. And you can see kind of, it's just that cut out right there. It fits perfectly. It makes it so that the whole thing doesn't move around very much. And yeah, they're great for that purpose. But there's not enough good material on the rest of the slats to be useful, and those portions right there are not thick enough to be good verticals. So yeah, got some 4x4 and some pressure treated 4x4, pressure treated 2x4, and we're going to go ahead and use that to build the frame, and then we'll just use a couple of these dipped bops pieces, and we'll just use them to hold the entire structure together, or to hold the barrels on top, I should say. Just hold the barrels on top. The apple is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a good maybe 12 feet tall now, all told. So yeah, but other than that, everything's clicking over. Talk to you all later.